Just under 2 years ago, I started building my very first custom theme park in Planet Coaster 2 called Isle of Discovery, and that took me around 8 months to build as I filled it with so many different themed areas, rides and roller coasters. And finishing that, I went on to build another custom theme park, this time called Discovery Studios, that had real life things made into some very unique dark rides and of course roller coasters as well. But now I have finished that one, you know what time it is. It is time to start a brand new theme park, this time with a very different setting to normal, and over the next 20 to 25 episodes I am going to be building this theme park with 6 original themed lands, all with the most amazing dark rides, roller coasters, water rides I have ever built in this game. And today we are going to start the park from scratch, because once I've shown you the map that we have to work with and given you a few hints as to what may come in the future, we're going to build the entire entrance area, and honestly it might be my favorite entrance of any park I've made yet. So make sure you watch till the end, because there's even a teaser of the first coaster in this park, and make sure you subscribe to the channel as well so you don't miss this entire series and even more on this channel coming very soon. But either way, before we get into the time lapse of building that brand new entrance, right before I started building it, I thought I'd show you a little bit of the map so far so you can get a good idea of where this park is going. And here we are on the drive into the park. Of course, there is no name or no branding or anything yet because we have yet to decide that. More on that later. And for reference, I've used these cars with no wheels, and you would enter down these lanes here into the main car park, or if you are a bus or a drop off, you would go all the way around the outside of the main car park. But using my teleportation powers and definitely not driving and going through rock, you would eventually drive into the main car park. And this car park is a lot bigger than I first thought, because I did actually build this a few days prior to when I'm actually filming this, and yeah, I forgot how big this was. But obviously it's not fully finished yet, and we're going to have this pathway that runs down the side, a few crossing places in between, and some more road markings. But you eventually make your way to this crossing here, where you hope you don't get hit by a car, and then over this crossing where this is where the bus stop is. Of course, that lane would take you round to here, and you've got some buses parked up, nice little shelters as well. And from there you then have this weird looking pathway with loads of mud surrounding it, and even the railway station slash railway line going down the side as well. And the reason this is all covered in mud is because this is going to be an area we work on later down the line, where I really want to add a very nice hotel and lovely like garden area with the railway station sort of themed into that. And I guess I can't really know what the hotel's going to look like if I haven't made the entrance yet, and we can't really build the whole park without that entrance. So let's actually start building that, because that's the focus of this episode. So yes, here we go then into the time lapse, where I guess I can officially say welcome to episode 1 of this brand new custom theme park series in Planet Coaster 2. It's been so long since I've said that. I mean, the last time I actually said, oh, I'm building a theme park in Planet Coaster 2, whatever, was Discovery Studios whilst we were still building that, which already is like a month or 2 ago, which is crazy. But even before that, that park started around a year ago. Isle of Discovery started in November of 2024. Oh, I feel so old. But here we are in August 2026, starting our 3rd theme park, almost 2 years on from Isle of Discovery starting. Yeah, I can't wait to start building this. It's going to be the biggest, the best, the most unique, the most phenomenal, the most incredible theme park I have made yet. And I'm going to talk to you all about it today, because there is a lot to go through and I've got a lot of time to do it. Because, like I said, this episode is purely just making the entrance area, and there's like 20 plus minutes of time-lapse footage. I know you guys said in the last series you want to see more time-lapse stuff, so there you go. But that's how long it took. That's how much detail I went into. But pretty much, I should probably explain what's going on, because I am literally building it on screen. The natural rockwork on the left-hand side, and now this iron girder or wrought iron, I don't know what they call it in the game. I think it is actually called wrought iron in the game. Those sorts of pieces I really want to like blend together really nicely for this entrance. And what we're going to do is we're going to have this entrance over here off the island. You're going to have this lovely grand bridge taking you over, and then we're going to have a whole area over there of a similar theme with that sort of natural rock work. I don't know why I just zoomed in on that guy's face, using him as a measurement. But why did I do that? Everything was a little bit wonky as well, so I did actually manage to make that straighten up a bit. I don't know why that happened, but it seems to happen with every single park I start, because I'm pretty sure it happened with Discovery Studios. But from that point, when you go onto the island, you're going to see a similar themed area, very natural, very like magical and very grand looking, with all the gold and the brown iron sort of colours. And there will be a roller coaster on there, and maybe a flat ride and a dark ride, but we'll see what happens next episode when we start building that. But yeah, you're going to be taken through this amazing entrance archway, and this is literally just the left-hand side of it. This is not the main archway, don't worry. That's quite a bit small for what I want to do here. I've got a massive plan for the huge archway at the front, and there's going to be an even bigger piece on the right hand side, but more on that when I get to it, as I am literally starting a little bit of a tower, if I ever want to start it. That's the fun thing about starting a new park, is that when you go for these themes and you think, that's what I'm going to do, you then just start looking for every piece in the catalogue under the sun, thinking, that could work, no, that doesn't work, and then every single piece doesn't work, so you have to basically just use the coaster support things like I've just done to make this spire that I'm going to use quite a lot throughout this entrance area. But you can already see the sort of gold on that spire, the brown iron, and that natural rock colour that I'm going to be using to make this whole entrance area. And when I drew it out, as I normally do when it comes to like parks or entrances, ride layouts, whatever, I have like whole notes pages in my phone of my previous parks and layouts of certain rides and roller coasters and areas and whatnot. I did the same for this, so I drew out a very bad design. If I remember, I'll put it in, and you can sort of see it's this really sort of rocky section on the left, and then a little spike up, and then this archway in the middle, and then a huge spike up. Looks really random, right? But I can promise you it will work. It actually ends up looking pretty cool, in my opinion, if I do say so myself. But as you can see, there's one of the spires, tiny little one, and you can again see that sort of ironwork vibe with that very elegant gold on the top amongst the rock work. Yeah, I love that rock colour as well. I don't think I've really used the custom rocks very much in the game before, so to use them was really, really fun. But yes, what is this park then? As I build the main entrance archway, there's no point in just watching this and talking about, oh, here's a bit of iron, oh, we're going to place down another bit of iron. But if you didn't see the teaser that I released last week, then you missed out, because there was a lot of information in there about what you can expect in this park. Well, I guess you missed out for then, but you're going to find out now, because I'm going to tell you everything more in depth. So technically, you haven't missed out on anything, you've just gained more. Anyway, so in that teaser, I gave a nice map overview of the island itself, which we're not going to take a full look at today, but we'll go into it in the next episode. That island is completely separated from this car park and this area, which is why the bridge will go over there after this entrance archway, which I'm building. As you can see, changing up some of the wrought iron there. I'm building my own little segments here. And pretty much on that island as well, it's fully terrain based. This park is going to be so terrain heavy. Like, I'm really hoping I can make some really cool like underground sections, or maybe like, I can't really spoil too much, but I've got some cool ideas that involve a lot of terrain work, which would be really fun. And yeah, you'll go on there and there'll be 6 different original themed lands. So I've already spoken about the fact you're going to go over the island and you're actually going to have this sort of theme continue. That will be one of the themed lands, unless I can fit another one in. And then yeah, we've got 5 on top of that. So really excited to get involved with that. And if you have any ideas, keep saying the word that a lot. If you have any ideas, leave them in the comments, because I'm always open to reading your guys' comments. I remember Isle of Discovery, less so in Discovery Studios because it was IP based, so you couldn't really come up with original stories. But it's just Isle of Discovery, you guys come up with some amazing ideas, so I'd love to see that again in this series. And I'm so excited to see name suggestions and everything, which I do need your help with something huge later on, so make sure you watch till the end for that. But the archway's going up for that entrance portal, and yeah, those 6 sort of areas, I keep wanting to say more, but I'm holding myself back because it's going to be really cool when I start building them. But the water around the island will be very important, and the island might not stay the same shape throughout the whole series it might decrease in size and sort of have certain areas, maybe like a cove or something, or separate islands in the island, if that makes any sense. So like rivers going through, everything like that. We're going to change this a lot. As I said, very terrain based, I'm hoping. So yeah, should be really, really good. And we're going to have some big thrill coasters in there. I know a lot of people were saying with Discovery Studios, I think the last thrill coaster I built was the Ratchet and Clank one. And I basically just built family thrill coasters after that. We're going to have a whole heap of rides in this park, don't you worry. I'm really excited to get started because Isle of Discovery had those thrill coasters as I build another spire with some rockwork underneath it. And, well, Discovery Studios had more of the family thrill element, so now we can combine it. And, I mean, also, Discovery Studios, the dark rides were my favourite thing there, so to be able to bring that sort of quality of dark ride, I guess, to this park with my own original themes and your guys' ideas, I think it's going to be the best park I've ever made, so I'm really, really excited to get going, if you couldn't tell. As you can see, though, this is where that tower begins. If you remember me talking about my drawing, there's a massive spike up. That's actually going to be a really nice, elegant-looking tower. So you're going to have the archways that you saw on the left, also on the right, but further away. And the pathway is going to sort of like meander out to that. As you can see, me doing that right there. It's almost like I know what I built. That archway will stay center no matter how big this tower on the right may be, because this is going to be the biggest structure in this whole entrance, and it's going to house right at the top of it the Kronos. I need to get into this because some of you may remember back in the Discovery Studios series, I said, oh, I'm really excited to make another park and I can't wait to do something completely different and not tie it to the Discovery chain. Because obviously Isle of Discovery, that had a Kronos right at the start, and Discovery Studios had a Kronos, and they were both sort of linked together in a weird way. But I thought, you can't just make two parks connected like that. You have to finish it off with a trio. So I'll say it now. The next park in a year or two's time will not be a Discovery park, but this I do want to be that final one out of the trio to be a Discovery park, because the ideas I have for this are just so different, but they fit so well into what that Discovery sort of theme park-esque thing I want to go for is. I just thought it'd be stupid not to make it a Discovery park. So hence why you can see the archway in the center has a complete gap on it. We'll talk about it more later, but for those of you watching the time lapse, W watchers, thank you very much for watching all the way through this. A little bit of a hint, I might need a name for the park. I have some in mind, like some really cool names. I did see a few suggestions here and there in the teaser video as well, but I had some really cool names in mind. But I'd love to know what you guys think should be the name of this park, and maybe the top comment or one that people like the most might win, and we'll call it that from now on. I mean, I went the entirety of Isle of Discovery not even giving that a name, so I mean, doing episode 1 and then giving this a name, not so bad. So we'll take it. As I'm building a little balcony on the tower, you can see that sort of white, beige and gold colour now going through this, which is a really nice difference to the sort of brown iron. I think it looks really cool. And this will tower over the entrance, and on top of this platform here that I'm building will be a Kronos of the park, which I'll only put in once we have the name for the park as well, because right now it could still not be a Discovery park. You never know. I mean, it definitely will be, but the Kronos will go up there in its space. And yeah, I can't wait to see that, because I just love linking things in like that. I love the fact that I managed to link those two parks in. So to link this third one in felt weird to just do 2 and then call it a day. So 3 sounds good to me. And as you can see, putting those barriers along and making a nice little what would you even call it? Well, I messed it up at first. Like a boundary to that platform, so it looks a bit nicer, a bit more detail and depth. But yeah, it's just really nice to be back, and I hope you're enjoying seeing like a lot of the build process of this. I'm going to really try this time to actually film tons and tons of footage so I can show you a little bit of everything, because In the previous series, I haven't really shown you much time-lapse footage, especially with like dark rides and stuff. I've always forgotten to do it, so hopefully this time around I'll be able to do it. And maybe if you guys want to see it, I could do like a mega cut of these and just sort of ramble on for ages, or play some music, or just release the time-lapse of me building the whole thing. I'm not too sure. But that would be hours and hours long. Like this entrance alone took me hours, so I dread to think what a whole dark rides time-lapse would be like. As I put a roof on there, and I wasn't too happy with that roof. It looks too flush, so I took one of those spires that I made, and the bits that I had on that, I actually took one of them and just enlarged it slightly and made that. And then I brought up a little round piece from the underneath of that platform, and I think I coloured it blue underneath as well. No, okay, we're doing this first. I put some gold trims around the outside. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. But you can see how that tower is coming together, and inside those archways is where that Kronos will be. And I'm really hoping in the entrance area I might be able to have it so guests can go inside that tower and just look all the way up and see the Kronos spinning. I think that'd be awesome. There's the blue. There you go. But yeah, you can see the vibe coming through now. You can see those rocks. You can see how like the steampunk-esque feel, I guess. It sort of reminds me again of Efteling, but like I guess they're like Mission Luminar style, what that's going to be like, where it's steampunk, but it's still like really like nice of an air. Like it's a really nice area, but it doesn't scream steampunk. I don't know how to explain it, but I think that's the best way to sort of go about it. As I now put these archways underneath the entrance itself. Obviously, those are sort of just, you know, ticket scan archways. That's what they're built for. So under that will be the turnstiles, or the gates as they use in this game, as I place down little bits of greenery. I do like a bit of greenery, I can't lie. It spruces up an area so much. It makes it feel way more alive. And actually, I've got some tips and tricks for you during this series, hopefully. And this will be one of them. You can see me right now using that person statue to actually sort of work out where I want to put this ledge. Now you might be thinking, I'm just making a planter for some plants or something. Oh, how lovely. You're just making a flower bed. How interesting. Well, if you want an actual sort of nice area for a little pond or like a water feature, it's perfect for that, because you place those planters down and you put these water shapes inside, and then you recolor the planters to a blue color. And there you go. You've literally, well, not the outside of it, I messed that up, but you've actually got a really nice border to a little lake. There you go. There's a tip for you. I don't really know whether I'm going to continue these tips, but hopefully I will. Because I know a lot of you guys, again, ask for tutorials on this game, and genuinely all I can say to you is it just takes a lot of time. Practice, I would say practice makes perfect, but I'm definitely not perfect at this game. So practice, what was that accent? Practice makes you better, and then it eventually makes perfect when you get very far down the line. I am nowhere near perfect. Some of the things I see in this game are absolutely incredible, and I wish I could do anything like them, which I'm really hoping I can, maybe with this park. So we'll see about that. But yeah, that's the entrance almost complete. I mean, it's not completed because there's no name, there's no Kronos, there's no behind to it technically, because I still need to sort of work out what I'm doing with that bridge structure when we do that in the next episode. And there isn't actually going to be any sort of pre-section to this that I've done in between the recording and like now when I'm filming this video and everything like that. The bit before this entrance plaza hasn't been done either, because of that railway station and because I want to wait until I do that hotel, which part of it I might not wait because otherwise it's just going to look really unfinished, but most of it should look fine. As I put in some toilets, as you do in an entrance. I don't know what else I was going to put here, but I sat there and I was like, toilets and a ticket office / information point, that's about all you need in an entrance archway, isn't it? I thought about a shop, but I was like, there's no point in a shop because you do that when you get in the park. I didn't know what else, so if you know what else goes in an entrance plaza and I'm missing, please let me know. I completely forgot, and I was just like, oh, I'll make a toilet block and an information place where you get tickets, and that's it. So if I've forgotten anything, please do let me know. As I put more greenery in around, and this is going to really showcase the terrain, this entrance plaza, because you can see all the sort of hills around you, going into those bushes and trees, and a lot of rocks around as well, even overtaking some of that border of the entrance plaza, as I put some flowers in as well. I don't know why I keep calling it a border. It's just a sort of like a seat, a ledge that you can sit on. Thought it looked a lot nicer than just normal rocks, which I was planning on doing. And I felt this area in the center was very plain and a bit boring, so I actually changed the path color to a brick sort of decal, I guess, because it's not real bricks. I didn't build it bit by bit, did I? Not in this game. So I actually decided to repaint the entire area, and going back to the railway station and hotel and car park, all that same brick color, as we could have it going down the middle, and making it look like, I guess, there is something in that void of just nothingness. It's just, genuinely, there's a lot of times in this game where you will just have an area where there's just nothing there, and it looks really, really odd. Like, it looks like I should put something there. You just have to change a bit of pathway, or maybe put in like a little planter or something, and it looks fine. Like, I could have just put in a tiny little pot for a plant, or like a pot for a tree or something, and it would have been completely fine. I just decided to change the pathway instead. So there's another tip for you. God, the tips are flowing in. Wow. As I put in another one of those spires right next to what is going to be the information point / ticket office. I thought that was obviously something you have in an entrance. I tried to put another spire in, but thought it looked stupid, so I took that out and continued with those planters there. The ledge along the edge of the whole entrance plaza. And wow, this video's really flown by. I know for a lot of you guys it's probably like, oh, when's this guy going to stop yapping? But it's really flown by for me. I haven't spoken to you guys like this for so long. Well, that's a lie, because I do videos every day, and also I live stream occasionally. But you get what I mean. It's been too long. And also, I know this video isn't the longest, and I don't know what we did last time, but I know I built the whole entrance area, and I might have maybe started building even more past the entrance. I know I haven't done that this time, but genuinely it's because I'm just so busy. Like, I've got no time at the minute, so I managed to fit a day in where I could do this and really focus on that entrance. And I just, again, I don't want to rush these videos, and I don't want to rush this whole project, because again, it's a passion project of mine, and I wouldn't release a video if I thought, I haven't done enough, but that'll do, that does the job. No, I don't want to do that. I want to spend proper time on this and make it as good as I can for you guys to enjoy. So I'm not going to promise that there will be an episode every single week like I promised last time and the time before, because I never stick to that. So it will come when I do get to points where I can release a video and I'm happy with what I've made. So yeah, just keep that in mind. It probably will stay around weekly or 2 weeks every so often. But yeah, I just don't want to promise things, because I know I wouldn't keep up on it. But I can promise you that right now we're going into real time. Here we are then in the theme park. Wow. God, if I just showed you this, you'd think I'd done nothing this episode. But look, everyone's coming in to have their first ever look at the brand new entrance for our next theme park right in front of us. And yeah, obviously this will be a little bit more 3D. It's currently just a bit flat, but that'll push further back towards where the bridge is. And we've obviously got those spires and the huge tower on the right. I'm gonna say it for the first time this series, I am so happy with how this entrance came out. And not only that, I quite like the look of this information / ticket office, and also the toilets over there. I never thought I'd say I'd quite like the look of the toilets, but I think once that entrance is fully flushed out and you can see the bridge behind in a similar style out to that island, it's gonna look so good. And I can't believe the drawing I showed at the start turned into this. But before I reveal a little teaser as to what we're going to be building next episode with our first coaster, I do need to ask a very big favor from you guys. That being that the park needs a name. We need to actually give this theme park a name, and right there you can see at the top, which is just blank, space for that name with a big logo and maybe some sort of compass out of the top, if that gives you any ideas. Sticking with that Discovery chain of theme parks, so the park name has to have the word Discovery in it, like the previous two. And if you're wondering, oh, you said you weren't going to do another Discovery park, I explained it earlier, so you need to watch the whole video. But yes, if you do have a name for this park that you think would fit perfectly for it, please do let me know. Of course, we've got that entire island behind, and we're going to be be traveling through various different worlds inside. So yeah, make sure you leave your ideas in the comments below, because as much as I already have some cool ideas, I'd love to hear your guys' ones as well, and then we can go and choose which one it will be called. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching this first episode of the brand new Discovery theme park. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss future episodes of this series, including the next episode where we will be building